So hi, I'm beginning this new series in the Beginner's Guide. I haven't heard much about this game either, but I've heard it's all I've heard is that I've got to play it. It's beautiful, and yeah, I really had to try it. So and it's also made by the same guys who made the Stanley Parable. So I really like that game. So I think I'm gonna like this one. Hope you like it too. So something very important about this game is that it relies a lot on narration. So I probably won't talk that much. But let's see how it goes.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon.
Hi.
I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D
What the fuck is going on with the
But
crates?
what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town,
Yep.
he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the
That's in
level.
the crates.
And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town.
Okay,
And
there's
instead, this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to
Wow.
see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here.
How did they come up with this?
So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these
Old school.
games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again.
I think what he
And if
just
the people
said
like
is
you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com.
cool. What?
Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at
So-
Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
I know how I'm gonna do this because I have to talk, but he also talks. I think what he said was really cool. What the fuck? Okay, so we have to.
This game is called
Maybe we
Escape
can
from
run?
Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Oh, we can shoot. Yeah, it feels like an ordinary shooter.
Security call breached. Hostile alien life form.
What the fuck? Okay, I'm sorry. And oh, so we have to.
It kind of looks like this game was abandoned mid-development.
Oh, okay,
For
so you
instance,
did.
you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere.
Yes.
But then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You
Oh, so
can't
there
even
are.
reload the gun when you run out of bullets.
We can run out of bullets.
But ultimately, we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are,
I ran out of
rather
bullets.
than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized.
Man, this guy's
Begin
really.
evacuation.
I think he's overthinking.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Wow, this. Okay, we can see. You can. Is that a reflection? Oh yeah. Man, this looks really good. Like he overthinks a lot of what Coda has made, but I think he gives it a very powerful twist. Like,
Apparently, the space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Okay, cool. I had already
Okay,
got
this is
lost.
the part that's interesting.
Think
The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Okay.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If you...
Oh.
Your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for
Kinda
all
deep.
of our lives, would you do it?
For a
Would you
shooter
leave
game.
yourself?
Most shooter games you get to be the hero just by killing stuff. So yeah, I guess we have to. Okay, let's do it.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced,
The animation
stepping
is-
into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays
Okay.
it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Okay, let's see. I think we have to walk again. Let's see what happens. Oh, okay. What? Oh, cool. So we get launched into space? What's...
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because
Wow.
yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger
Universe.
chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no
Man,
idea what he
you're-
was thinking, but
you're really
what's
overthinking
clear is
this
that
stuff,
after making
please.
this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs.
We're still
So
going
he stops
upwards.
work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
I thought that one was very cool. I would play a game like that. If there were enemies, it would be better. But yeah, it was cool. And the ending was better than most. Oh, okay. The past was behind her. I think that's cool. Wait, I'm gonna check if I can... Yeah, I'm adding subtitles because maybe you can hear it well and maybe... Oh, we can only walk backwards. I couldn't move.
Yep, in this game you can only
Wow.
walk backwards.
Okay, I'm gonna try. Oh fuck. The music is kinda creepy. And it actually scares me a lot to not be able to see where I'm going. But yeah, let's see if we can... And what's that? Oh,
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining
Whoa.
motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to
Changing?
give it a
Why does it
unique
feel-
voice rather than simply basing it
What
on a
the-
pre-existing
okay,
trope.
let's see if we can find something over here. But I find it... When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer what's going on. I really don't get... I love these kind of games, but they're really... Like, when they question stuff, it's cool, but it's also... It then leaves you with a... Like a void. But the future is always behind her. Okay, let's see how the story unfolds. How will she find the strength? Okay, so if we just keep on going this way to confront it.
It's a
Wow.
short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Oh, fuck. Please tell me this is not a scary one. I was really liking the kind of philosophical ones. You are now entering. Sorry, sorry I didn't read it at the moment. But yeah.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay. So we were just entering something. I think we're gonna find out.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
Sorry, I didn't
I wish I'd known
quite
him at
catch
the time
what
when
it
he was
said.
making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
It says nonsense is in every direction, something like that. I didn't read it, but I think we're gonna find out what that meant. I like that this looks pretty simple, but okay, we can't smoke.
Once
we can
you've
walk.
been slowed to an absolute crawl,
Oh,
the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed,
Okay,
so you can enter the
I'm
door
pressing
for
enter
yourself.
now. Let's see what's inside the door. Oh, cool. So it's just like a lobby, or stand on a next, staring at the pair of throwers. What? You run shop inside. The stranger appears. I think this is a story. Maybe we can. Okay. Let's see if I can.
A room that's warm and nice.
Ah,
and
okay. So
filled
these
with
are
little
ideas.
for
Like in one
games.
game unlocks a door in a completely separate game. That would be cool. Like a normal game where you have to scream into a maker.
Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Dude, this is weird. This is cool, but it's also wow. It's a little bit overwhelming, maybe. Okay, next game. I don't know what happened. Ready, set, fish. Okay. Title's kind of cool. Let's see what we can get out of this. Okay. So this doesn't seem like the title had anything to do with it, but okay. What I was gonna say is like this kind of games really makes you.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Okay, I'm gonna try and solve it. You know I'm not very good at puzzles, so maybe this is gonna take me a while. But okay, let's see if this does something. Okay, this does. That was it? No way. Okay. Oh, maybe there's another one over here. Oh, maybe we have to close it. And as it closes, the other one opens. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna try it. Oh, cool. See, I'm not
Don't
that
forget
bad at
that
puzzles.
solution,
It
because
takes
we're
me.
going to see this puzzle again soon.
Okay.
We're gonna see it a lot.
Okay, what I'm saying every time he cuts me off, it's like these games makes you question a lot of stuff, but it also makes you question like, what's the point of making big budget games if you could make something like this and it's actually better? Well, I don't know if better, but
So that
at
seems
least
to be it,
artistically,
right?
it's
You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. All right, now I'm going to modify the
Okay.
game again so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
fuck. I don't know what's gonna happen now, but okay, let's press enter. Oh wow. So were we supposed to do all of that stuff? Oh, maybe.
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either
Man, this-
way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
Man, this is wow. This is really messing with my head. Okay, let's see what it says now. You are now exiting. So what do we?
Aha. So,
With the
this,
entering game,
combined
okay.
with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game
Wow.
are literally connected in between this and the entering game.
So yeah,
There's
we
a
saw.
bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
That's cool. I'm sorry.